Hello guys, welcome to another video. Uh, this is a part of series of videos where we are looking at Azure cloud adoption. So we have worked on organizing resources in Azure. Then we looked at managing access in Azure. After that we worked through cost and billing in Azure. And this is the part where we'll be discussing governance, security and compliance. Okay. So for governance, security and compliance, I'll be creating 3 videos for different topics. Okay. So basically it helps you enforce and automate policies and security settings that help you follow an applicable legal requirements. Okay. So this is the requirement for governance in Azure. So I'll directly go to the 4th module. Okay. Governance, security and compliance in Azure. Okay. So as you establish corporate policy and plan your governance strategy, you can use tools and services like Azure Policy, Azure Blueprints, and Azure Security Center to enforce and automate your organization's governance decisions. Okay, so all these tools you can use for managing the governance decision of your organization. Before you can start your governance planning, use governance benchmark tool to identify potential gaps in organization cloud governance approach. Okay, so you can use this governance benchmark tool. So if you click on this link, you will be redirected to this page. Okay, so this is the tool you can see. This will help you plan your governance strategy for the entire organization. So first you need to select your country. I'll just select the default. Then after that I have to select my industry. Okay, so IT and software, company size. Then I have to choose my role. Based on these options, I will see all of these settings. Okay, so if your role was different, you might be seeing all the different settings. If you want, you can have all the governance requirements ticked over here, and after that you can move ahead in this tool. This is not a hard and fast rule, but deployment acceleration, security baseline and identity baseline, all of these are related to IT implementer role. Okay, so if you choose a different role, you will get organization readiness, cost management. So these options change based on your roles. Okay, so going back to IT implementation, I'll just choose all of these. So if you click on get started, you can see that you can pre-select, there are some pre-selected roles based on your domains, based on your role. You can change these or you can add different domains as well. Okay, so you can see organization readiness, cost management, resource consistency, security baseline, identity baseline, deployment acceleration. So basically it is going to help you establish what the current structure of your organization is and where you want to move. Okay, so basically it is going to ask you multiple questions. You can see this. For example, which of the following is the most important to accomplish? Optimizing operation to reduce cost, engaging customer with improved digital experience, transforming products and services to drive new revenue opportunities, empowering employees to improve agility. So all of these things you can answer. I'm just randomly picking up these things. Okay, just to show you what you can see at the end. You have to answer all of these questions with due diligence. You have to contact different team members. For example, someone is handling billing, you have to contact them. Someone is handling the business processes, you have to contact them. You might be having some IT head, you might be having other teams. You need to contact each and everyone and get these answers. Okay, so basically it is helping you create a governance baseline for your organization. Okay, I'm just choosing randomly. So it will show you select the mix that most closely aligns with your current IT budget allocation. You want to be experimenting or you want to increase the different things. Okay, so you might be having some legacy on-prem infrastructure. It might be 80%, it might be 60%, or it might be only 25%. Okay, so you can choose whatever you want. Let's choose the legacy on-prem. Similarly, you can fill this. I think it is anyone can do this easily. Okay, so based on your organization, you have to fill this. Let me just fill it. I want to show you the last report that you can see. This is a report that you can download as well. So this is 100% complete. I'll click on next. So you'll see all the industry benchmark or latest assessment that are available. Okay. So for different benchmark, you can see all of these reports. You can click on deployment acceleration, identity base, all of these things as per your organization. Okay. If you log in, you can also get this on an email. Okay. You can download this report as well. Those options are there. You can click on view summary of your answers. You'll see all the answers over here. Okay. You can change them if you want. Okay, this was all about your governance benchmark tool. So you can look at it if you want to improve the governance of your organization. Okay, now we'll look at Azure blueprints. Okay, Azure blueprints enables cloud architect and central information technology groups to define a repeatable set of Azure resources that implements and adheres to organization standards, patterns, and requirements. So basically earlier, before Azure blueprints, if you want to manage the entire infrastructure of your Azure environment, what you need to do, you have to create various ARM templates. Okay, Azure Resource Manager templates. These are basically JSON files that you need to create, and it used to get very complicated to manage them. But with Azure blueprints, you will have an entire blueprint of the environment, and you can directly assign or deploy this blueprint to a specific subscription or a specific management group. Okay, Azure blueprints make it possible for deployment teams to rapidly build and stand up new environments and trust that they are building within organization compliance using a set of built-in components such as networking to speed up development and delivery. So basically you can have a fixed parameters. For example, if you want to have a specific tag, or if you want to have specific network settings that you want, you can create it in a JSON template and deploy it using Azure blueprints. Okay. Blueprints are declarative way to orchestrate the deployment of various resources, templates, and other artifacts. Okay, like role assignments, policy assignment, ARM templates, and resource groups. So you can apply these blueprints on all of these things. Okay, so you can have a specific role assignments which is defined. You can have policy assignments. You can have ARM templates. You can have resource groups. Okay, so this was all theory about blueprints. Basically a blueprint of your environment that you can assign to various levels. So you have we have to create a blueprint and we have to publish a blueprint. Let's look at it. So you can either click on blueprints over here, or you can search it in the services and type blueprints. Okay, right now it is in preview, but it is a very important service. Okay, so again reading the same, a blueprint enable quick creation of governed subscriptions. This allows cloud architects to design environments that comply with organization standards and best practice, enabling your app teams to get to production faster. So basically a blueprint is created and you can deploy it to different scopes. Okay, so first you have to create a blueprint, compromise artifacts. Okay, sorry, compose artifacts. So you need to create some artifacts as templates, policies, role assignment, and resource group based on common organization based patterns into reusable blueprints. First you need to create a blueprint. After that you have to apply it to a scope, be it management group or to a subscription, and after that you can track the assignment of these blueprints. Okay, track where blueprints have applied and share them across your organization. So you have versioning option in blueprint as well. So you can create a version 1, and after that if you update that blueprint, you can create different versions of those blueprints. So first thing that we need to see is blueprint definition. So first need to decide the scope. So I can have tenant root, or I can select a specific subscription. I don't have too many management groups, so I'm only able to see this. I can optionally choose the subscription. So this is a scope where this blueprint will apply. Okay, so I'll just select this. So this is my scope, and after that I have to create a new blueprint. So there are multiple options. You can see there are some built-in blueprints that are already available. So for example, if you want to have HIPAA compliance, you can use this blueprint, or you want to have some resource group with RBAC, or you can have these different different blueprints are available. Okay, so these are available from Microsoft. You can also have some common policies defined. So in Azure you can have specific policies which are, I would say, best practice from Microsoft. You can apply these common policies. In this demo we are going to start with a blank template so that you learn more. Okay, so we need to create a new blueprint. Let's say that we need to create a blueprint of allowed locations only. Okay, so we'll create a resource group, and the resources that can be created in that resource group will be of a specific region only. So we'll say, for example, we'll have East US. So all the resources that are created in that resource group will only be deployed in East US region. Only East US location, and also cannot delete resource. So we'll also enable a setting that is delete or lock, so basically, which will not allow even the owner to delete these resources. Okay, so if you want to delete the resources, you have to make changes to the blueprint only. So even owner won't be able to delete any resources. I'll show you how we can do that. Then we'll specify the definition location. So we'll choose our management group. I don't have many management group in this. So if you have many management groups or subscription, you can select the specific management group or subscription you want. Okay. Now we'll look at artifacts. Add artifacts to blueprint. Add resource group to organize where the artifact should be deployed and assigned. Okay. So if you click on add artifact, you have multiple options over here. You can apply it to have a specific policy assignment. So you can define a policy. For example, you can only deploy a VM of any size. So B1, B1, B series VM only you can deploy, or specific policy you can assign over here. Besides this, you have role assignment. So anytime you deploy this blueprint, you can have a specific role assignment. For example, only contributor role is there. Okay. You can also use ARM templates. So if you deploy this blueprint, you can have, for example, a web app that is created along with network services, along with some virtual machines or some storage account. You can create the entire ARM template and use it in this artifact. You can also use resource groups. Okay, so I'm choosing a resource group. I have to have an artifact display name. Okay, allowed resources will be fine. Okay, so this setting basically allows this value should be specified when the blueprint is assigned. So I have to assign this value whenever the blueprint is assigned, or I can hard code the value. If I type the value over here, this will be hard coded. So every time I deploy this blueprint, this value will be set automatically. I can do the same with this as well. So if I deploy this resource group, I can hard code this value ECS. Okay, so I'll just keep the value as changeable. So I can change these values when I deploy this blueprint. Okay, so once you create a resource, you can add artifacts either to directly to the subscription, or you can add artifacts to the resource group as well. So if I click on add artifacts, so you can see you can't see any resource group over here. So you cannot add artifacts basically inside a resource group. So you cannot add resource group inside a resource group. That is why you're not seeing resource group over here. Okay, so let's go for policy assignment, and let's see any. Okay, so we need to have allowed location, right? So we have to search allowed location. Allowed location. Okay, so this is a built-in policy. I'll click on add. So basically, whenever I deploy this artifact, then inside a resource group, I will only have a specific locations that are allowed. Okay, so I'll define these locations later. First, I need to save it as a draft. So any blueprint that you create, you have to save it as a draft. Okay. Okay, so we can see this is the blueprint that we created as of now. So once a blueprint is created, it is saved as a draft. After that, you need to publish this blueprint. Okay, So basically you can create multiple drafts, and after consulting with your different teams, security teams, identity teams, or business teams, after that you can deploy this blueprint. Okay, so you need to publish this. Now you need to enter the version. So this is the first version I'm using. Deploy resources in East US. Let's have this description over here. Once it is published, I need to assign this blueprint. Okay, click on assign blueprint. So assignment allowed locations, I'll keep this as default. The location of this assignment blueprint will be this only. I won't change these settings. Also, we had a requirement that we do not want this to get deleted. Okay, so I'll have a do not delete option. So basically, if you click on don't lock, it is saying that the assignment is not locked. Users, groups, and service principal with permission can modify and delete deployed resources. So basically, if you click on don't lock, anyone can delete these resources that are created using this blueprint. If you click on do not delete, no one can delete these resources. Okay, not even owner. Until and unless you make any modification into blueprint, you won't be able to delete these resources. In read only, you won't be able to make any modification as well. In do not delete, you won't be able to delete it, but you can make some modification. But read only, you won't be able to make any modifications. Okay, so you can read it out. The assignment is locked. Deployed resources can't be modified, deleted, even by subscription owners. Not all resource types support locking. Due to caching, locks may take up to 30 minutes to become enforced. Okay. So managed identity, I will have system assigned. So basically system assigned identity will be assigned to this blueprint, which will help in deploying these resources. Okay. So for resource group name, I'll call it RG East US. Okay. So just 001 will be fine. I'm just typing it randomly. You can plan it as in a specific way based on your organization. Okay. So I'll choose the specific location of this resource group as East US, but over here I have this artifact where I can define the uh, location of my resources. So any resource that I deploy besides East US won't be allowed. If I want, I can choose multiple location as well, but for this example I'll only choose East US. Okay, so I'll click on assign. As soon as I click on assign, blueprint will start its assignment. Okay, so let's open another tab and I'll see if the resource group is created. Okay, blueprint assignment succeeded. Okay, so let's go to resource groups. So resource group will be created for us. So this is the resource group that we create. No, okay, it's not available as of now. Okay, it's taking some time. Cannot delete. You can see all of these details. We have a lock state, we have resource type, blueprints, we have a draft that is created, and after that we have assigned this blueprint. Subscription is this, blueprint is this, version number is this, provisioning state is succeeded. Okay, let's wait for this resource group to get created. Okay, great, it is created now. So this is the resource group that we created in East US, and we have defined that any resource we create in this resource group will only be created in East US. So let's create a virtual network in this. If I go to virtual network and if I say vnet1 and let's type East US. So this vnet I'm creating in East US to show you that this is able to deploy in East US, and after that we'll create another vnet which will be in some other location, and we'll see if we are able to create that vnet or not. Okay, So I'll keep all the settings as default and then I'll click on create. So it's submitting the deployment. It should be completed quickly. So you can create very complex blueprints in this. So you can also add another artifact in which you can create a virtual network automatically as well. You need not create it manually over here. Okay, just waiting for this to get completed. After that, I'll create another VNet. Okay, let's do one thing. It is taking some time. I'll create another VNet right now. So I'll go to the resource group again. So first VNet we are creating in East US, and the second VNet that we'll be creating will be in some other region. Any region will work, okay? So let's type VNet West US. Okay, let's find West US. So we are creating the second VNet in West US, and this deployment should fail. Okay, so the validation has failed. Resource VNet USUS was disallowed by policy. So this was a artifact. We deployed a resource group using that artifact, and after that we created a policy in that uh, blueprint that we cannot allow any other resource to be deployed in any location besides ECUS. Okay, so you can see this resource cannot be deployed, but this resource can be deployed. Okay, so you can see this VNet is created in East US. So besides East US, we cannot create any resource in this specific. Okay guys, one more thing I wanted to show you. So if I want to delete this resource group, and I have the owner role on this subscription, okay, and if I go for delete resource group, I'll copy this resource group name, paste it over here, and if I try to delete this, I'll see this error. So you can check this error: failed to delete resource group the client ID this, subscription this, on scope this. However, the access denied because the deny assignment with deny assignment this created by Azure blueprint assignment. Okay, so you can see because of this blueprint I'm not able to delete this resource group. Okay, so we created a resource group and using a Azure blueprints, and we are not able to delete the resource group because we have assigned a read-only log to it. Also, if I go to this resource group, I can see there are no logs assigned over here. So specific resources also have logs, right? But I cannot see any logs over here. So logs are being assigned directly from Azure blueprint. Okay, so this was all about this video. In the next video we are going to look at Azure policies.